So without further ado, let's get on with these shoes. Oh yes, these shoes are incredible. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Donato, and in this video I'll be talking about the first 100 miles in this Hoka Carbon X2. Yes, that's right. Zoom, zoom, zoom. But before I talk about those wonderful shoes and my first 100 miles in those, I would really love it if you are new here to subscribe to this channel, give this a thumbs up, because it really does help this channel grow and maybe reach out to other like-minded runners like yourself and me. So without further ado, let's get on with these shoes. Oh yes, these shoes are incredible. I'm going to talk you through, because I've done 100 miles, I've done different types of runs. I'm going to talk to you through the 3 types of runs that I've been doing with these shoes and how I get on with them, which may help you decide whether you want to buy a pair of these lovely looking shoes or not, because the Hoka, like with other shoes, are for some and not for others. But quick summary about these shoes. Yes, these are the Carbon X2, and I've got these in, this is a nice red color. There are other colors available naturally, but the design is very unique, and obviously having a carbon plate, oh yes, it's pretty tough. I'm trying to bend it, but I can't really bend them, and they are fantastic. So what are the 3 types of runs and how I've found getting on with them? Run type number 1, easy runs. Long easy runs. I've been out on these on long easy runs, 20-25 kilometers, and they felt great and easy. Because it's an easy run. The comfort on the foam, very supportive, feels really good. A bit firm on the foot because it's carbon plated, so I'm feeling that my feet can't really pronate naturally on those easy runs, but it felt good and not exhaustive at all. Sometimes your feet can feel a bit battered after a long run, but certainly not in these. So for an easy run, thumbs up. Although someone did comment, what are you doing going out in carbon plated shoes for an easy run? Well, I was just doing them for test purposes for this video, just to let you know how I got on with them as an easy run. But normally I wouldn't probably do that. The second type of run that I tried with these, the second type of run was just all out, fast, fast, fast. Yes, that's right. I tried the 2021 running challenge, which if you go to Dan Run's vlog, he'd come up with the year 2021 challenge, where you run as fast as you can for 20 minutes and 21 seconds and see how far you can go. Now, I'd ran it the previous week. This is a few weeks ago when I ran this. So I had run the same route, 2021, and came in with a distance of, I think it was 5.2 kilometers. So when I ran it in these, it came in with a distance, despite it being the weather not being very good or clever, I came in a longer distance by about 300 meters further. On that particular day, I'd also ran a sub 19-minute 5k as part of that. I think it was 18 minutes and 50 seconds 5k in these. What I did notice on that particular run, this is where this shoe comes into its own. There was an incredible, some people refer it to pop, some call it pogo, but there was a definite feeling of push and propelling as I was pronating in a certain way and given a push off. It felt fantastic. It gave me confidence of wanting to go fast, and I was going fast. Bearing in mind those times, and I do appreciate speed is relative, and for some people watching this will think, oh, that's incredibly fast. For some of us, well, is that it? I hadn't done any specific 5k race training or time trials or anything. I just went out and ran it. And as I say, coming in with 18 minutes 50, not far off my PB by about, was it 18 minutes 20ish, so what, 30 seconds behind my PB on a non-flat route. Yeah, it was, you know, undulating, up, down, whatever. And it was tough, but I managed that time, so it felt fantastic. Some people often call these like the Inspector Gadget type push, so there's definitely, you know, a poing, as I say, pop, some people say. Felt fantastic. I felt fast. I think it is geared for endurance speed, so longer distances, but very impressed with that 5k time without any training. So yeah, thumbs up from me for fast 5Ks. I don't know, do you use these for fast, shorter distances? Inverted commas, 5K is still a long way. See how you get on with those, or would you prefer the longer distance and endurance? Which I'll go on to my third type of training run. Yes, guys, the third type of training run that I took these on was a long run, but with intervals. So I was doing 1K fast at around half marathon. For me, it would be probably half marathon speed, certainly not going all out sprint for that 1 kilometer. And then I would have an easy 1 kilometer and then repeat that. I think I'd done 8 sets. The total distance I ran, including the warm up and cool down, was about 24-25 kilometers. And so I was running a good clip. And again, this is where it came into its own. Once I was getting into my stride and pace and distance, it felt fantastic. I've got to say, I really do love the feel of this. Just holding it here, I can feel the foam. It feels comfortable. It's a lovely feel. And for me, it was fantastic. However, I'll come on to, unfortunately, there was a bit of a downside. But overall, I was running around 345, 350 paces, sometimes at 4 minutes, depending, because I was along the canal, so relatively flat. But the thing with canals is you get some bridges that are pretty steep and pretty drop. It was a cold day as well, making my excuses, I know. And yeah, so I slowed down on some sections with the steep bridges to get over and up. And with it being cold, obviously the thing for me is on the foot, great design, isn't it, with the X, and you can see the carbon plate underneath, is it didn't, you know, if some race shoes, this type of grip doesn't fill me, especially when it's wet and it's cold, it doesn't fill me with confidence on that type of surface. On the dry, perfectly fine. But the thing that I found during those, I guess you would call it, was it just below tempo, but fast 1 kilometers, by about the 6th set, so remember I've done 8 sets, my feet felt battered. Yeah, and I've got to be honest, as I say, I'm not, I'm just saying it how it is. I do say it straight, and as I'm not paid or endorsed by anyone, and I'm not have any allegiances with any brands, I just want to be open and honest with you guys. I did feel a bit battered at the end of that run. Admittedly, it was the longest run I'd done in these, and I was running, let's say, 8 sets. I know some people sometimes do 10 sets of 1K, some do 5 sets of 1K. I just decided, because I had a particular route, that I ended up doing 8 sets, so it wasn't really that planned. And I needed to have a warm up and a cool down at the end of it. My feet did feel a bit battered on the sole of my feet. So is that because there's not much give on this, that my feet can't pronate naturally, that the ping and the pogo or the pong, whatever you want to call it, helps with that, but maybe it reduces the amount of pronation that my feet can do naturally, because when we run, our feet need to pronate in a certain way to enable all the movements for that. And obviously, me not being used to this type of movement, my body was reacting to it. And I do hear, not just with this shoe, but other types of shoes, particularly carbon plated, I hear people saying they need to run in them for a period of time to get used to them. So I'd really love to hear from you guys who've been using these types of shoes, maybe this particular one as well, for more distance. Do your feet become more accustomed and used to that over that period of time? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below here. Leave it in that. But that's what I have to say. Overall, I think these are fantastic. If I was to give them a rating out of 10, I couldn't give it a 10 because of how I felt on that long run. But overall, I am very impressed. So I'd give it between a 7 and an 8 out of 10. I've not taken it on longer runs at speed, but then I don't run longer at speed. The only way I could try this out longer at speed is to actually race a marathon in these. And that's the only time I would really probably go at speed. Or maybe, I know some people do 16 milers at marathon pace. I might try one of those and see how I feel. But my feet would certainly need to take time to get accustomed to it. But I love so many things about it. For me, the most important thing is comfort. If it's comfortable, then I feel like I'm going to do good in them. Yeah. And also with the grip, whilst I commented it doesn't assure me, I know on most surfaces I'm absolutely fine in this to run in these. But there's so many things I love about this. The comfort is great, but Again, check your size of foot width. It is quite narrow on there. For some people it might not be wide enough, but try them out, check how they feel. There's so many little nuances, but just looking at it, the color, I call this my Crimson Tide. They feel great, and I do love them, and I can understand why there's so many Hoka fans out there, because they are fantastic shoes. The build quality is great, it feels good, it holds my foot. I feel confident and comfortable. Who knows, will this be my running shoe for my next marathon race this coming autumn? Only time will tell. I've got other shoes that I'm going to be trying out and reviewing as well, and I'll keep you updated on my channel for this. So stay tuned. I give this a thumbs up. Love the colour, love the design, love the comfort. Fantastic shoes, and I'd love to hear from you guys what you think of these shoes as well. So without further ado, I'm going to head off and probably go for a run whilst I continue. I think I'm in now week 5 of my 70.3 triathlon training, and who knows, my Hokas may be my go-to running shoes for that triathlon as well. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you at the next video, and if you haven't done so, give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and share with your friends who maybe would appreciate seeing something like this as well. Thank you all so much. Goodbye.